And this one, you don't want to watch at night. This one actually managed to scare me. This is a submission from you.
Let me tell you about the two besties, Yusra and Zainab, who ended up falling for the same guy who turned out to be a Jinn.
Story time about the time my family and I came across a Jinn. Now this story...
Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So imagine you and your bestie meet this very handsome guy that you both end up falling in love with, only for you to find out that this man is not even real. He's a Jinn. Let's get into the story.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just...
Story time about the time my family and I came across a Jinn. Now this story did not happen to me specifically, but I'm going to go ahead and tell it in the first person. The person who did submit it wants to be anonymous. So one night, my mom, my grandmother, my uncle, and my sister were all coming back from church. It was late at night. We were driving down this lonely road when we both looked across and saw this thing. We happened to be driving near a location where a lot of rituals and witchcraft is known to happen. So, you could expect weird things to pop up here and there, but what we saw completely took our breaths away. Not in a good way. We saw a woman walking down this lonely road. She had a long white skirt on and hooves as feet. For whatever reason, we were mesmerized with her. We couldn't stop looking at her. We all kind of then looked at each other just to confirm that we all had seen the same thing, and we all had in fact seen this woman walking on this road with hooves. Soon after that, my mom had a horrible nightmare and a sleep paralysis so bad that she dreamt that the D word was on top of her, attacking her, trying to take her soul. When she woke up, she felt like something was completely off with the room, and the curtains and everything in the room was kind of shaking and moving around. Even though her windows were completely shut. She ended up calling my sister and I to go in the room and pray with her. Once we went in and started to pray, my mom felt like something just completely exited the room, this evil entity just left once we began to pray. My mom is extremely religious, so this, regardless of how scary it was, it did not scare her one bit. About a week later, my grandmother came forward saying that she was also having experiences. She stated that she had the same sleep paralysis, and when she woke up, her blinds and her curtains were shaking, and she kept hearing something knocking on her window from the outside. She started praying really, really loud, telling this thing to leave her home, that whatever it was not welcomed. Slowly, after all of the praying and cleansing, the activity did completely kind of slow down and then stop. But the fact that all it took was them coming across this thing on the side of the road was enough to get her to come and come after them, to me is insane. So if you're ever driving on a lonely road and see a woman walking down the street with hooves as feet, you didn't.
Another scary story, and this one comes from London, England. I was around 11 years old, and me and my two other little cousins were having a sleepover at my cousin's house. We were up late having fun and sneaking into my auntie's room using her makeup. One of my cousin's sisters, let's call her Roxy, she put on red lipstick. And that's when my grandma came into the room and got really angry at us for playing with the makeup in the middle of the night. We didn't think anything of it. We just laughed off and ran away from my grandma. But my grandma was a big believer in jinns and was very angry and then told us it's bad luck to use makeup in the middle of the night. Oh my God, I do a lot of my makeup TikToks and all that stuff in the middle of the night. So, And we didn't think anything of it and ignored her, as we thought she was just trying to scare us. An hour goes by and we get really tired and start getting ready for bed. We all slept in one room. I was sleeping next to the door of the bedroom, which was half open. And next to me was my cousin, Roxy. At 3 a.m., I woke up from the sound of footsteps, and the bedroom door was opening very slowly. And then I looked and I saw my cousin Roxy standing in front of the door, wearing her favorite white dress and bright red lipstick, smiling at me. I told her stop being silly and go to bed before my grandma told her off again, but she just stared at me, smiling from ear to ear. I was half asleep at this point, so I literally thought nothing about it, and I just thought she was messing with me. So I ignored her and turned around to face the other way. As I faced the other way, sleeping right next to me was Roxy. She was fast asleep right beside me. I slowly turned around to face the door. And when I mean slowly, I mean slowly. And that Jinn or whatever it was still standing there smiling at me. At this point, I was paralyzed and I could not even breathe. Finally, I could close my eyes, and when I opened them again, she was gone. I have never ran that fast to my grandma's room ever since then. Oh my God, so scary. Send me more, guys. These are so good.
I am back with another spooky story. And this one, you don't want to watch at night. This one actually managed to scare me. This is a submission from Uganda. So we'll call the person who submitted the story Beyonce. So this story is about Beyonce's friend, and it happened about 5 years ago. So Beyonce and Rita, they were at university and they were roommates. Well, Rita had a boyfriend, and we'll call him Peter. And Rita was very proud of Peter. Peter was your provider type of man. Anything that she wanted, he would buy her. He would buy her nice clothes, pay for hostel fees, and this guy would even pay the tuition. The money was long. And to everybody else, it seemed like Rita was living every girl's dream. But Rita didn't know much about this guy. All she knew was that he was a law student and he lived in Muyanga. And Muyanga is known as a rich town in Uganda. It's where the city tycoons stay. But Rita herself, she had never gone to this place. All the times that they've met, it's always been in a hotel, and always very luxurious ones too. Until one day Rita was like, nah, I gotta go to your sides, man. I gotta see where you live, meet your peoples, meet your folks. We've been at this for a while now. And at first, he wasn't really down. But Rita was very persistent, and eventually he agreed. So basically, he ended up inviting her over to his sides to stay for 2 weeks. So he gave her the address, and when Rita gets there, she says that she could not believe her eyes. It was a big mansion with 2 security guards and an old lady who appeared to be a cleaner. So only a total of 4 people in this ginormous mansion. And so Rita naturally had questions. Like, who else is staying here? Are you guys renting out the spot? Like, why are there no people here? He said that this was a family house. So where is the family? And in that moment, he reassured her that this is the family's house and that she will be meeting the rest of the family very soon. Upon hearing this affirmation from her boyfriend, Rita gets excited all over again. She's ready to meet the family. So fast forward, 3 days went by and no one has yet to come to the house. So at this point, Rita becomes curious, like, yo, where's the fam? In the club, there's no fam. Like, why aren't the family members showing up? So at this point, she starts asking, like, is it me? Like, do they not like me? Don't they want to meet me? At this point, we're on day 5. Still no family. So on day 5, she goes to sleep, and while she's asleep, she hears her boyfriend Peter having a conversation. And it sounded like he was talking to multiple people, like a crowd of people, in fact. However, Rita was sleeping. She was just hearing everything. It felt very real. So the next day, she woke up and she asked him, did you have any guests last night? And he turns to ask her, did you have them? She was like, what do you mean? And then he changed the topic. The next night, it was the same. But this time, she could hear footsteps and people talking in the house. And this time, she tries to get up. However, she could not move. She couldn't open her eyes. She couldn't do anything. So when she woke up, at this point, she asked her boyfriend with a serious face, what is going on and why are people coming in at night? To which he says, don't worry, I will introduce you today. She was so excited. She was ready all day, and around midnight, Peter said, are you ready for this? If you see my family tonight, that means you will always be mine and you will be my wife, and no one else can ever have you. Well, excited Rita was, she accepted. To which Peter stands up and says, then you have to see this. And let me just tell you guys, his reveal was much more shocking than that of Hannah Montana's. Peter proceeds on shape-shifting into a big snake, then proceeded on changing again into a different person, and then again, and then again, and then using a different face, and then again. So yes, he was changing faces. To which he says, I am not a human as you think. I am a Jinn, and I have been getting girls and we have been sacrificing them until I met you. I fell in love with you and I am ready to marry you. This story is so long and I haven't done a cliffhanger in so long. Comment for part 2. I'm recording part 2 right now, so relax. Before you even blinked, here I am back with the part 2. So pretty much the man shapeshifts in front of her and says, are you ready to meet the rest of the family? Mind you, she just agreed to him that she was ready to marry him and that no other man can ever have her. Then all of a sudden, people appeared in the room clapping, welcoming her to the family, and Rita was just confused and shocked, to say the least. Rita was telling herself that this is a dream. No, this has to be a dream. It was all a dream. But unfortunately for Rita, it wasn't a nightmare. And she came to that conclusion after hours of talking and drinking and dancing with the fellow family members. And eventually throughout the night, the family members started disappearing one by one. And just like that, they were all gone. And that night, Rita did not sleep. All she kept thinking about was coming up with a plan of how she was gonna leave this man. Rita has made a huge mistake staying with this man, being with this man, and agreeing to marry this man. Hell, meeting this man's family. So she does not sleep and she's just coming up with a plan of how she's gonna leave ASAP. So the following day, she woke up and pretended like everything was a-okay. She wound up staying there for 2 more days and eventually told him that she had a seminar back at school that she had to get back for. So she had to leave and go back to the hostel. Him actually thinking nothing of it, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll drop you off. So he drops her off at the hostel, and the first thing that she does was change her phone number. She cut him off completely, no communication, no meeting him. And she even told her roommate, and remember the person who submitted the story, her roommate, Beyonce, she told her to say, if you meet him, tell him I changed universities. And that's exactly what Beyonce and the other roommate did when they inevitably found him looking for her. But after 2 months of escaping this drama, Rita started getting nightmares. She would randomly scream Peter's name in her sleep, and when she woke up, she would tell them that every single night she was seeing Peter in her sleep. And Peter was claiming to her that you are mine and no one can have you. Rita eventually became ill and went back to her parents' house. And after months, Rita finally came back to school. And when she came back, she told her roommates that her parents had taken her to a traditional doctor and whatever it was that was bothering her stopped. Well, this is what she thought. Well, everyone graduated and life moved on. Well, Rita would later realize that she had a deadly She realized that every man she sleeps with dies. First was her boyfriend that died in his sleep, and she thought that was a normal death. That was the first one. The second was a married man that died 30 minutes after they had sex. He died in his car. Third was another boyfriend that died during sex, and she had to call the police for help. Imagine you in the zone, you doing your thing, and this nigga he just dies on you. And eventually, she realized that this was a pattern, so she called her parents for help. She told her parents what was happening, and she had to go back to a traditional doctor, to which the traditional doctor told her that the Jinn unfortunately still claims her, and that every man that will engage with her will die. And Rita now has to decide if she will ever date again. The end. Wow. That was a good one. Thank you for submitting this story. If you have a spooky story that you would like to submit to me, please feel free to DM me on either Instagram or message me on TikTok. If you have not already, I'm on YouTube, and my @ is just Rebecca's Journey. Be sure to subscribe. I love you, my abducted humans, and you will see me in the next video from your favorite Haitian homegirl.
My family is from a small rancho in Jalisco, Mexico, which is 3-4 hours away from Guadalajara. In my rancho, there are women who are brujas and practice brujeria. We're not exactly sure who the brujas are, but a tío of my cousin said that he had seen one of the eldest women either turn into a crow with red eyes or come back from being a crow. I know I've heard stories from different parts of Mexico that these specific women are called lechuzas, but I've also heard that they're called by different names. Now, I believe that I had an encounter with a bruja. It was the summer of 2021. In my rancho, we host fiestas in June, so I was at my rancho with my family celebrating. On a calm night, a couple of days after the festivities had finally calmed down, my cousins, sister, and I were playing some card games at the kitchen table when my little cousin suddenly said, "We should tell scary stories, especially about the bruja." Of course, me being a scaredy cat told him that we shouldn't because it was night and we wouldn't be able to sleep. There is also superstition in my rancho that either on Tuesday or Wednesday, we shouldn't speak of brujeria or talk about it because those are the days when the brujas do their brujeria. Right after I said no to his request for scary stories, we heard a goat crying. We thought it was one of the goats my tío had next door. All of my cousins and I looked confused. It was midnight, and usually most animals are asleep by then. Why would any of them be crying? My mom and my tia were outside folding clothes that they were going to sell the next morning at the nearby tianguis, and they were closer to where the goat cried.
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.
Let me tell you about the two besties, Yusra and Zainab, who ended up falling for the same guy who turned out to be a Jinn. So, Yusra and Zainab met freshman year of college, and they also met Adam freshman year of college during orientation. So Zainab said that she got along with Adam very well. They both did, because he was very like knowledgeable of the deen. He didn't like free mixing. He was a good guy in the beginning, right? So he was a good guy in their eyes. Like, they had a lot of classes together, so when they're studying, they would see each other at cafes and stuff. So they're just like, okay, cool. So they were friends. Like, he would like buy them like treats and gifts and like birthdays and wahas, right? And Zainab actually had a crush on Adam, but Yusra didn't know that Zainab had a crush on Adam, because Zainab never said anything about having a crush on Adam, right? She kept it to herself. But Zainab knew Yusra liked him. So I think that's why she was like quiet about it, because she's like, girl, I'm not about to fight with you over a man, right? You can have him. I'll just be silently in love on the corner. So what happened was, it was the second year. This is how they found out he was a Jinn, right? It was the second year. It was orientation. They were moving into their new dorms, and Yusra's parents and Zainab's parents came to help their girls move in, right? So did Adam's parents. So Adam's parents also came, and they were helping all their kids move in. And the parents were like, oh, let's exchange numbers, you know, like, because our kids are like, their dorms are like close to each other. They're like, we might see each other again. So Yusra and Zainab's parents exchanged numbers, right? It's time for Adam's mom to give up her number, but she just froze. Like, she just stood there like, girl, I ain't got no number. I don't have any number to give y'all, right? So they're like, okay, weird. Skip past that. A couple weeks go by. Adam goes to the girls and he's like, guys, my parents want to invite you both over for dinner. Are you guys able to make it this weekend? And the girls are like, why are you inviting us for dinner? Like, and then they're like, you know what? We'll go, but we're bringing our parents. There's no way we're going to your house to have dinner with your parents without our parents, right? Like, what is this? Meet the boyfriend's like family? Like, no. So they go, and Yusra and Zainab were like, as soon as they like came to his house and they were walking up the stairs, they said it was so weird, you guys. The vibes, it was just creepy. Like, it was very eerie. Like, they were like, what is this, right? So they both walk up to the house. Also, the girls got there before their parents did, right? They walk into the house, and as soon as they open the door, all you see is like Illuminati posters up. So Adam's mom is walking towards Yusra, I guess, who was closer into the house than Zainab was. And Yusra and Zainab are looking at each other like, bro, what is this? What is going on? So as the mom is walking towards Yusra and Zainab say "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir" under their breath. And the mom just freezes in front of Yusra, and she just starts stepping back slowly and just like gets away from her, right? And now the girls are looking at each other like, you peeped that? And the other one's like, yeah, I peeped that. And all telepathically, they're talking like, what is going on? And finally, the girl's parents come. Same exact reaction. They walk through the door. They see the Illuminati photos. They're like, right? Adam's father gets up, starts freaking out, and just runs up the stairs. And now everyone's just looking at each other like, what, right? And the mom is playing this weird music from the get-go. When the girls walked through that door, the music was so weird. Zainab said, like, we don't even know how to describe it. Like, she couldn't even describe it. She said, is this a genre? Like, what? I don't know, right? I don't know if they were trying to like recruit the girls or something, or she doesn't know, because I don't think the parents were supposed to be part of the plan, right? So they sit down, they eat dinner. It was very awkward, very silent, Zainab said. So it's Isha prayer time. Keep in mind, the dad, he never came back down. He never came back down for dinner after that, right? So it's Isha time, and Zainab and them were like, there's no way we are praying here, no. So they all leave. They're like, we went home. The next weekend, Adam comes, and they're all sitting there, and they're like just talking about the Deen and stuff. And Zainab said she liked him because he was very knowledgeable of the Deen. So Adam says, oh my god, I don't even feel comfortable saying this, but Adam made a comment about Adam and Eve, you know, eating the apple, and he's like, Iblis did his big thing with that. And Zainab and Yusuf just looked at each other. They just looked at each other like, what did he just say? And they're like, what is wrong with you, to him, right? And then at that moment, Zainab said she no longer had any type of attraction towards Adam. And they're like, what is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Like, you're literally Muslim. Like, are you okay in the head? Type of shit, right? So he's like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. I'm going to go to the bathroom. So he leaves. He goes to the bathroom. And also, guys, they're working on a project together, and they're on his computer. So Zainab, being the sneaky little detective she is, she started looking through his computer, because she's like, you don't make a comment like that, especially as a Muslim, and then say it's a joke, and then just goes to the bathroom. No. So she starts creeping through his computer, looking through his photos, like his search history and all that. And she said, you guys, this man, all he's searching is Iblis, 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 like Iblis, my king, Iblis, the king. I really believe that changes a lot about him. And at that moment, they're like, there's no way in hell we're ever talking to this guy again. This guy is weird, right? So they're like, peace out, Adam. So they start distancing themselves from him. Like, they start ignoring him. Like, cafes, there's no more study sessions together. No, you're cut off, right? Adam gets pissed. He's mad because, like, why y'all shunning me, right? It was just a joke. And he starts blowing up their text messages. He starts calling them. The girls, they're not folding. They're standing on business, okay? So Yusuf's gold starts going missing. Her necklaces are missing. So they're like, yo. And their dorms are open. So boys, girls, I guess they were like mixed. So you can go in and out, right? So Yusra and Zainab were like, yo, we are going to his place. We're looking through his stuff and we're gonna see if he took my shit. Zainab's like, okay, let's go. So they go to Adam's dorm, right? And I don't know how they got in, but they go into his dorm. They start looking through his stuff to find like Yusra's stuff. And you guys, Zainab was like, we're looking through stuff, and why do they find like ripped up kitabs? It's ripped up, it's all over the floor, it's in like in the closet, and they were just like, I really gonna touch him, so what is going on, right? So at that moment, Adam walks in on them, and Adam just starts yelling at them, like freaking out, and then he goes, I am the devil, and then they're both just like, subhanallah, and they both run out of his dorm, right? They both run out of his dorm, and they go to a teacher to like report him, like what's that person that like handles the dorms, whatever. So they go to them and they're like, yo, like we need help. That guy, he's like yelling at us, he's freaking out, we don't know what to do. And they're just like, who? And they're like, dorm, let's say like dorm 123. And they're like, what's his name? And they're like, Adam. And they just look at them and they're like, there's no Adam in that dorm. And they're like, yes it is, dorm 123, like Adam. And they're like, ma'am, there's nobody by that name in this dorm. And they walk with them. They're like, we'll show you, let's go. They walk, they get to the dorm, you guys. There's not a single trace of anybody ever being in that dorm. There's no Adam, there's no clothes, there's literally nothing. It's an empty dorm. Oh my god. So now the girls are just standing there shocked. They cannot believe. They're like, what is going on? And at that, like, that's the moment they knew that Adam was a jinn, you guys. This man was not real. He was a jinn. So both the girls said that they got Quran Saf done. Zainab and Yusra are okay. She said now they're living, they're thriving. But she said to this day she still thinks about that story and she still thinks about Adam. But guys, this is why you need to have your iman in tags. You need to pray, read your Quran. This is how you stay protected, because that is how these girls stay protected. Bye guys. Mwah.